CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now. So, Nikole, what else is on the lawmakers' agenda?
Well, obviously next week will be a busy week for a number of reasons, not just because of that closed-door deposition from Hunter Biden, as Scott mentioned, but you also have potentially the House impeachment managers trying to move forward by presenting their articles of impeachment against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate. And the Senate has a big question as to whether or not they will move forward with a trial or try to dispense of it. Additionally, at the end of next week, we're also staring down another big deadline with respect to government funding. You'll remember that Speaker Johnson kind of initiated this two-prong or laddered approach where government funding for some agencies will run out March 1st and for other agencies on March 8th. Well, that first deadline hits at the end of next week, and once again, congressional leaders appear to be far apart with respect to the appropriations process. The whole reason behind these short-term funding bills was to allow appropriators more time to craft these appropriations bills so that the government could be funded on a more long-term basis. But again, there are a lot of disagreements over what type of, for instance, policy writers should be on some of these bills. So it does leave in doubt whether or not everybody can be on the same page by Friday. Otherwise, if not, they'll have to do another short-term extension or perhaps face the prospect of a potential shutdown, partial shutdown.
And then what about the foreign aid package? Where do things stand with that?
Yeah, and then there's also that. Of course, this is a national security supplemental with a price tag of roughly $95 billion. After that Munich security conference last week, which a number of lawmakers attended, many Senate Democrats in particular, and House Democrats for that matter, really tried to step up pressure on Speaker Johnson to take up this package. As you know, the Senate passed this bill, which includes funding for Ukraine, Israel, the Indo-Pacific, as well as some humanitarian assistance. But Speaker Johnson has been very non-committal about moving forward with this package, particularly because of that Ukraine aid that is attached. Many members of his conference are opposed to continuing to fund the war endlessly without more checks and balances on how that money is being spent. So without that commitment, it kind of leaves that funding in limbo. And again, another big if as to whether the Speaker will ultimately bring that bill to the floor.
All right, Nikole Killion for us. Thank you.